a back-to-back stream on back-to-back days because we might be taking a hiatus here for the weekend until tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with our scheduling and stuff like that. I would like to stream tomorrow, but have some stuff to handle. So, we're gonna go ahead and get in here though, and we're gonna get started with our park that we were working on in the last stream. So let me get this loaded up. Hopefully everything's saved from yesterday. I don't see why not. But we're gonna go ahead and check it out. So let's get right into it. Part six of the series, though, and let's make a park. So let me take a sip of my ghost, and we'll get into this. Today we're gonna probably be working on a GCI Woody. So let's get it. Okay. So I'm just gonna make sure all our rides are powered because I saw that. Yeah, I'm seeing these power generators are in poor condition, and we just want to make sure that we don't have any issues. That's a distributor. Let me see. That's another distributor. I don't think those go wrong. I think it's the generators that do. And yeah, looks like we need to do that. So let's go ahead and get somebody over there and just do that real quick. But yeah, we're gonna take out this suspended coaster over here that I don't have a name for. But unfortunately, I just don't see a lot of people riding it. It's not a great ride. Um, some errors with it and some flaws, and plus we have a lot of space to take up back here. So I think we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take it out. I also noticed an issue. We lost our coaster that we had yesterday, didn't we? Well, guys, so today I'm gonna remake the coaster that I was supposed to build yesterday. Um, Looks like it deleted out of my park. Um, Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that happened. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and redo what we just did yesterday, but we're gonna do it better, I guess. So, um, unfortunately, guys, this is just kind of things that have happened before. This is just a hiccup. Um, shouldn't be a problem though. We'll just go ahead and rebuild it. Um, shouldn't take too long though. We should just be able to get it right this time. So whatever. It it sucks. But, oh, the show must go on, and we just redo it. So, I guess we're just gonna get a redo of the last episode, and yeah, we're just gonna rebuild it. So, yeah, sorry about that. Um, I guess we're just gonna rebuild it a little bit better this time. Maybe we'll get it a little bit more accurate um, to how Magnum actually is. Maybe. I didn't really plan for this to happen, so it is what it is, guys. So, you know, you kind of just make do with what these kind of things are, and that's just kind of, you know, that's just the sad reality of how things work. Is sometimes your progress doesn't save. So, yeah, bit unfortunate, but we'll just get back on track here, and we'll just do it better, I guess, right? I mean, that's all we can do at this point. Is just make it better and hope for the best. Maybe we'll make it even more accurate to Magnum, right? We could probably do that. Just let me get this angle right. Make sure that it doesn't look goofy. Cause I kind of want to do the sloped incline like it does in real life. Um, I don't want I don't know why it won't let me take the catwalk off, but um, yeah, we're just gonna turn up this speed a lot. I might even do it like 25 if I could get it up to 200 before then. Okay, so we can. We absolutely could. Um, Looks really long, right? But that's how Magnum is at Cedar Point. So I kind of want to make it more closer to Magnum. Oop, that's supposed to be chain lift. I want to make it closer to Magnum and how that drops. And it kind of, if you ever like ridden it before, it drops like this. So I'm just gonna try my best at attempting that. So, we kind of messed up with having it delete on us like that. Um, a bit unfortunate, but you know, you just kind of, you know, do what you can with these things, and you forget it, and you let go. It sucks. Like I'm really mad right now. I'm so mad that it deleted, but end of the day, it's whatever. We just we'll just go in here and we'll make it like how we're supposed to, and we'll make it maybe even a little bit better this time. Who knows? It just gives you, you know, I guess the opportunity to do better and to make something better. We lost all progress on it, so yeah, we're just gonna have to rebuild it and deal with it. But at least this gives us the opportunity to make it a little bit more accurate, like I was saying, and we can actually, you know, make it kind of maybe somewhat more similar to what you would actually see if you were to go to Cedar Point. And maybe we'll straighten this out. Maybe I should do that here. Yeah, I'll straighten it a little bit more out this way because I know that that was probably causing us some hiccup before. And then we'll do it like this. And I'll go back out and swoop it in like this. And then we'll have to delete these trees out the way. But I'll smack it back down like that. And then we can come in the ground a little bit and we'll come back up. And then shorten this up quite a bit. And then we'll go back up. Maybe not that high. Probably about like that high. I can't use the auto tunnel here? Oh, so I guess change the plans. We'll make it like that. Okay, so I have to turn that off real quick. Because I guess we don't need the auto tunnel because, oh, wasn't it supposed to be like right there? Um, oh, okay. Okay, off. Okay, so I guess you just go there and do that. Okay, I guess we have too much intersecting terrain to even do that. That's good to know. This would be kind of interesting, right? I mean, I don't know. It kind of messed me up with the whole not being able to place that there. But I guess we can just drop it down like this anyways. I mean, it's kind of like Magnum, right? Magnum does that. I think this is even probably a little bit, it's gonna be a little bit more accurate, I feel like, honestly. Just a little too close on the thing there, but let's just see what our ride's like so far. Let's just see what we got so far. So, if you didn't catch the last episode, everything I did in that episode is now gone, sadly. It just deleted on me and is gone. So, yeah. This looks kind of more like Magnum anyways, honestly, with the slow slope and then how long it will take to get up here. So we're just gonna skip up a little bit. Again, this was supposed to be like my Magnum clone. I couldn't quite get it. And then it like just deleted like I said. But I think honestly this is a little bit better already. That's gonna be a little sharp. I need to smoothen that out quite a bit. And then I need to delete those trees a little bit. Got to clear it up quite a bit. So yeah, if you're just joining, our progress yesterday that we did on stream is gone, sadly. So we are having to redo it, and that's currently what's happening right now. Is I'm at the rebuild everything I just did, but just make it a little bit better. And it's tragic, but it happens. Oh well. You know, I just I don't know. I thought I saved it, and I thought it would auto save several times throughout the stream, but that looks terrible. Let's bring this up a little bit. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm upset about it, but you know, it's whatever. Gives us just a chance to do it a little bit better. Maybe we gotta shorten that up a little bit. So I want to make sure this is just right. We don't want anything too crazy. Yeah, we can honestly drop this a little bit more steep like this. So have you ever ridden Magnum at Cedar Point? This is what I'm trying to kind of mock it off of. I'm not really trying to do an exact copy because I'm not going to sit here and watch a video and do it. But, you know, from memory, you know, I've ridden it quite a few times. Just going to try to get as close as possible, you know, in my own way. But already from yesterday, I think this might just be a little bit more accurate, to be honest, already. And then we'll put a block zone here, or block section, I mean. Same difference. Make sure we're good out of here. But one thing we need to make sure is that, again, we're not braking here. We don't want to stop it at all, so we're gonna take this stuff and we're gonna put the brake target speed up, and then we're gonna put this down. We don't want, I mean, we kind of want a little braking going on, but nothing that's gonna, you know, really slow it down in the sense of like coming to a stop. We still want it to roll quite a bit. And I don't even want to drop it that much. And hopefully that's not, I hope that's not too far of a drop to where, I mean, it looks good. It kind of looks like the actual ride itself. But, you know, I just want to make sure that we're not dropping too fast in that. Like, we don't want another element or nothing like that in there. We will end it with drive tires. And then we'll add another block section here. And then we're going to add some drive tires. And we're going to turn them a little bit. And then we're going to just auto-complete this. Yeah, it doesn't look exactly like it, but we're going to go in here and smoothen out some stuff so it doesn't look crazy. We're going to smoothen that just as much as we can. See it stretching it just a little bit. But we're going to smoothen this out just a little bit more over this way. And then we're going to check out our ride. We're going to see what it rides like. Hopefully we made a good mock-up of Magnum from memory. I hope it's good. We'll see. Okay, so it does the slow slope like Magnum does in real life. We're just going to skip ahead of some of it. We're just going to see how this ride looks in its totality. So not bad. I think those are good elements of airtime, you know. I just hope when I block this all out that the last train that comes out of this can make it. Because this one coming through the course already is slow, so we might have to change our ending approach and everything like that. So um, let's just see what our test is. I know we might have to modify this quite a bit. They didn't even score it, so I'm gonna go in here and change some stuff that I already noticed. This being a little too snappy over here, and then we gotta get rid of the trees because I think it takes away from the whole element of what we're even trying to do here. So we're just gonna bring this out just a little bit if it will let us. Okay, for some reason we can't, so we're just gonna raise it up a little bit. That'll take out some of the snappiness. Um, I am gonna add a little section here just to build some speed. Just gonna dip it a little bit. I know it'll take it away a little bit, but I think that little dip in there that might do us a little bit on speed. Then we're gonna tighten this up a little bit by smoothing. If I wouldn't have just deselected it right there. We're gonna smoothen this out though, so we can tighten it up. Okay, so now that we've tightened that up, we're gonna come in here and we're gonna just tighten this one up smaller in a smaller way, like way smaller, probably like one, and hit that like twice. Okay, and then come in here. We're gonna just smoothen out this hill just a little bit using the one. We're smoothing out most of these hills using the one actually. Just some of these beginner, like these first ones here. Just make sure we're not slowing down too much. I don't want to slow down a humongous amount. We're going to smoothen that one out quite a bit. And then the top of it needs to come down just maybe by a foot or two. We'll just go there. All right. And now with this whole section here like this, I think what I need to do is actually we need to drop this part so that we can make it to the final run. And I think once we have that done, we can actually go in here and we'll actually lower this part too and smoothen it. So once we have it like that, we can then take this part and we can smoothen this in. So it's not, I don't know why it's peeking up like that. It might add to the ride a little bit, but that way so we can run 3 trains comfortably. And then let's go ahead and get our test score right here. While we, well, I'll delete the trees first, then we'll get our test score. Because I keep forgetting to do this, and if I keep forgetting, I might just forget the whole time. And this one, and probably this one, that's not going to be too accurate, but we can keep that tree in the middle. And that can't be that close. All right. Everything else, though, yeah, it kind of looks like Magnum, right? Kind of feels like Magnum. It definitely drops like Magnum. So, let's see. Have we made a more refined version of it? Let's skip ahead and get our test scores, and then we can go through and ride it once we have 3 trains going. And then we pick out the colors, and then boom, we'll make our GCI Woody after this. Hopefully it tests good here, and then hopefully it runs 3 trains efficiently. We shouldn't spend too much time on it today, because I went through yesterday and had it done, but then, you know, it just cleared out, and that was it. So, all right, let's see what we got. Okay, 6.8, a 5 on fear, the 2.5. You know what? That's good enough for me, honestly. Now, if we can run 3 trains just fine, you know, I'll be happy. So let's see. And this is the real test here. So as long as we can run these 3 just fine, and the biggest thing is this being dropped and making it back, and then also this one hitting that spot before the second one gets up the hill. It's going to be interesting. We might have to play with our chain speed a little bit, but let's just see. It's already not looking good for this 3rd train. I don't know. It's like slowly making its way over there. I think it'll make it though with our droop. It'll definitely make it, just slowly. And that's the only one that like really matters. After that, they'll never make it in slow like that. I will have to change this whole approach up, but for now it works. Actually, don't think it did make it. Oh shit. No, it did. Okay, we're good. All right, sweet. So as long as that first train can make it to the block section that I put in, by the time that this makes it to the top of the hill, we'll be all right. So we're gonna skip ahead and we're just gonna see. It's a race against time here. Nope. So we gotta make a modification if you didn't see that here. So what we're gonna do is actually add a block section back here, and that just requires taking this out. So there is a purpose of making this straight. And see, we'll just we'll do this, and it's not very hard to do. So we'll just do this. Oh, for some reason I can't. So we need to straighten this track out quite a bit. Maybe just like right here, and then I can add a block section. There we go. And then we'll just make this one again that, and then we'll just turn this all the way up. We're not gonna deaccelerate, and we're just gonna turn this up so it just doesn't even try to slow down. And then we're gonna smoothen this out quite a bit. Probably turn that up so it can align better and straighten out. All right, so that should work now. I don't know what was just weirdly interesting. And we're just smoothing this out quite a bit so that it cuts up into there like that. I want to bring this out because I know that element's gonna probably be quite a bit. Okay, so that seems like the most we can do. All right, this should be good now. And now we can go ahead and test. So we're just gonna speed up quite a bit because, like I said, first thing we're watching is just this first train dropping, making sure it gets to that block zone. I think with what's happening now, it should be able to drop the second train when that first train hits that block zone over there. So now that it's hit that, it should drop no problem. And it did. So we're good. So now we can run successfully 3 trains all simultaneously, and it's all within a certain rhythm. You see, we're not getting hung up at the station. No 2 trains is going to stack like that. Should be good. Everything's running pretty good. So we'll check the score. And we got 6.6, but it's still a rideable ride. Yeah, it took out some of the excitement, but I think for making this in like however long we've been streaming, I have no idea. It's pretty good. But I'm gonna fix something that I didn't do last time, and that's save the thing. So yeah, we got a little bit more accurate to Magnum this time actually too with that hill. See, that incline looks a little bit more like it, and then it's like 205 feet at the top of that. So catwalk not so much. Yeah, I'm not really worried about that. I know if I touch that right now, it's gonna just mess that up. And when I do the stationing and everything like that, I think the station's gonna end around here, and I can just add my own catwalk out here if I really wanted to. So now that that's saved, and that's good. I think it's time to tear this down and build the GCI Woody that we were talking about. So sadly, this ride just did not make the cut for me. I don't find for it much. I don't think it's going to be a strong addition. I think making our wooden roller coaster right here would actually be a better addition. So we're just going to go ahead and delete it out, and we're just going to say goodbye to it. So with that, we're going to go ahead and add in our wooden coaster. So yeah, if you're just joining or watching yesterday, everything we did yesterday is gone. Sadly, I didn't save it somehow. I'm kind of stupid for that, but it's fine. Whoa, I didn't want to custom. Oops. Here we go. But yeah, no, everything got deleted, so it's fine. We just rebuilt it better. It's whatever. So we're gonna go ahead in here, and we're gonna add our wooden coaster though. And I'm not gonna place it to where that one was. We're actually gonna change it up just a little bit. I have an idea. And this one's gonna be quite lengthy. We're gonna try making this a longer ride. So we're gonna have a little bit of fun with it. I always like having a little bit of an interesting approach with these, you know. And we'll just we'll have fun with it. Hopefully I can make a good one here though, because who knows. We're gonna drop it here, and I'm gonna have it come up like this. Cause I kind of want the lift tilt will be at an angle from just the path and everything like that. So probably gonna shorten this up, and then we're gonna have this lead into the chain. Yep. And then we're just gonna have our chain right here. So let me actually increase the angle of that because we want this to climb. And then we're just gonna make sure that it can make it in the first place. So if we know we can make it, that's good. So we know we can make it. Now we can just raise it. And yeah, I'm gonna try to make this kind of like, well, I don't know. We're gonna make it 200 feet. That's all I know. Probably around there. Like I'll probably start to round it up like right here. Yeah, that seems good. 236, I don't know. That's pretty tall for a wooden. I don't know if I'll go that tall. That's a little too tall. And then that's not even 200, is it? No. So let's play with the height a little bit. There we go. I think that's gonna be, yeah, I can do 217, right? It's a little crazy for a wooden, but you know what? Let's get a little crazy. Well, let's get a little crazy here with this one. I want to have a little fun. Dang, that drop looks crazy. Maybe I'll shorten this up just a little bit. Nah, it's too long of a drop. We can't have it. We can't have it that far. It'll get way too fast, and I'll lose my rating immediately. But if it gracefully like drops like that, you know, like that's not, it's not terrible. I'm gonna come back and smoothen this, just make sure the angle's right. But I mean, shit, it looks good. There we go. And then we're gonna have it come up. Gonna have it do some crazy things. And then we can have it bank upwards like this. Okay, we're just gonna see how this looks so far. Make sure that it drops okay. This is a little slow until that part. That's fine. It's a good little start, you know. Not gonna diss on it. We'll skip this part though. You know, it doesn't even seem as tall as it really is. Here we go. Okay. I like that. That's smooth. That was crazy. Yeah, we're probably just having smoothen this out a little bit. Just drops a little too much for my liking. And I don't want nothing crazy. I just want like a little bunny hill. Little airtime little thing. You know, and we can't do too much with these. I don't even think, you know, the only craziest elements they have is like helixes and stuff like that. But you know, I kind of dig this if I can smoothen this out just a little bit. So I know it would crazy whip right here, but if I smoothen it just a little bit, that won't be so bad, you know. It's not your traditional turnaround, but see, that'd be a crazy moment. I think that's nice. We should keep it. See, woodens are like interesting because you don't have to do like a crazy, like crazy ton amount of stuff, but you know there isn't much to do. You can't invert them, you can't, you know, flip them, nothing, none of that. So, I think what I'm gonna do is go up though. I'm gonna make it like a drop over itself and have it like do this kind of deal. Yeah, I think that's cool. Okay, that's a little too steep. Maybe we don't want it like that. That should be fine. And then out of this, we can have it do some pretty big banks. Kind Come on, get rid of these trees. They're kind of messing me up. They're messing me up quite a bit. There we go. And I'll get rid of these while we can, and are able to. And I kind of just built over a tree over here, but it's fine. Extra support, right? So go ahead and just clean this up right now while we have it. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that crazy turnaround. I actually like that. It looks kind of cool. It's kind of, it's kind of cool. And then we'll just do some like crazy banks here, where it looks like it's like gonna head at itself, and then it just doesn't. I don't know. We're gonna see. See how crazy we can get. See, I think if it does something like this. Oh, I forgot to turn on the auto tunnel feature. I don't even think I wanted to tunnel actually. I don't know. Maybe something like that. That'd be kind of okay, right? Yeah, I think I need it for this. Okay. I think I need it for this anyways. We'll just do it like that. That looks crazy though. Maybe we can't stretch that out. Okay. Well, let's drop it a little bit. I don't think we needed to do anything that extreme. Well, we can't have it cut back like that. That would be fine. Yeah, this might be just nuts. I don't know. I'm hoping it's not too crazy. These overbank sections are going to be nuts, though. And then you get some hang time on that one. Yeah, alright. So let's just see. It's an overbanking machine, you know? We like it, though. Overbanking, like, it's, no problem. Alright, let's check it out. Our first GCI Woody we built on stream. Nice little airtime moment. It's pretty quiet, so that must be a good sign. That was pretty nuts, though. I might have to change that up a little bit more. That's wonky. But we can smoothen that out. That won't be a problem. Wow. Yeah, this is insane. And I hate it. I hated all of that for what it was. So, let's go in here and fix this first, because that was everywhere. Like, the whole time. And we're going to turn this down. We want kind of like in the middle smoothing. We don't want too crazy smoothing, because I don't want to take out any like of those real elements I did, you know? I kind of like that it crosses over the track itself like that. And we're just going to highlight all of this. You know, we want it smoothed all as one unit. Because like I said, I don't want to take out too much of what makes it, you know, I guess, if that makes sense. Its essence, if you will. But it's just smooth, I don't know. Well, you can check it out from here, though. See our improvements. It's a little bit better. You know, it's not all over the place. We're going to see how this turned out. Improvements. That looks better. How about it, huh? That looks actually not half bad. We're going to have it do some crazy things here. And we'll just have it come up like that. And see, that helps take up a lot of that empty space I was talking about. A lot more than that suspended was doing. So we've done a good job with that, at least. I do kind of want this to cross back over. No, it may not be the most exciting thing, but yeah, I think if it did something like this would be kind of nuts. That might be cutting it close though, so we're gonna do something. I don't know, maybe a little advantageous. I don't know. get a little saucy with it, you know. Try some. I guess if that's coaster terminology, I don't know. You guys be the judge. But we're gonna just take it out like this. I think that's a little too much of a snapback. I don't know. Maybe I should just do an overbank element here. Maybe I should just throw people away from their seats, get some ejector time there, and then have it come back in, and then we'll finish it up. How about that? Before that, though, I'm gonna take this out, if it will let me. I don't know why the path deleter is not just automating, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and take this out, all of this. Okay, we don't want that highlighted. There we go. And so we're just gonna get this out of our way. Perfect. And we'll go back. All right, let's finish this up like how we know. We're gonna add drive tires. This is like, if you want to always finish your coasters correctly, just always drive tires. Then do a block section. And then drive tires again. I would recommend you always turn these ones. So you can come out this way. And you can even do it like that. And then as such. So now that we kind of have it, we can watch it in its totality, huh? How about it? So we'll go out here though like this. And I think we probably could block section it. I don't think we'll be able to pull off that. And, you know, thinking about it now, I didn't even add anywhere to have a block section. Maybe like right here, you could put one. I might be launching them a little too close, huh? I don't know. We'll figure it out. For now, we're not going to launch it with two. We'll just do one. Take out the realism a little bit on this one. But we're just going to watch it in its totality and see how we did. I already see one issue we're probably going to have to fix when we get to the ending, so we'll just see. Nice. Not bad. A little snapback over in here, though. And it just glides up to the second drop here on this. Ain't bad so far. That would be nuts, but it wouldn't be bad. I still don't see anything that's glaring to me on this one. I actually like the overbank section of that. So that's not too bad. I should have added trim brakes here. We're a little fast, but that's fine. I think that's fine for our test. We got 6.5 on that one. So I guess we need to go in here and, you know, I guess there was some parts of it, you know, I could do the heat map and be like, oh, you know, but I think this is what really did it. I think this is a little too overbanked. I think I went a little crazy. Like I said, we were going crazy. So we're gonna turn this down a little bit and see if that don't smoothen itself out just a little bit, and then we're gonna smoothen this out. So yeah, we'll keep that overbank element, but we're gonna make it so that it pops up more into it. That's how it did it. It's perfect. For this part here, I probably should add trim brakes. And we'll just make sure it's still going like, you know, relatively fast, just not too fast. And we'll make sure the deacceleration rate's somewhere in the middle. So then we'll come back this way, and we're gonna fix this here. This was a little crazy. And yeah, I might lose an element out of it, but you know, thinking about how it comes out of this, you know, it's not as bad now. That's a lot better. I can live with that. And we're gonna fix this up just a little bit. There we go. So I think now it kind of looks a little bit better already, and just from the outside looking in. We're gonna speed this up. We're gonna just see what we get. I wonder how long the ride is too. I never got that, did I? Yeah, it is whatever. It's a completely new track, I guess, and it's mind. We got 6.59, so point zero 0.03 above what we had. I don't know if it'll get any better. It's probably just because it's a wooden coaster, beats me. Um, I don't know exactly why. It's probably the snaps and the banking that probably did a lot of it. And considering that it's like a wooden coaster, um, it doesn't quite smooth. It's not smooth, essentially. It's going to be a little bit more rough. But I think that does it for the top part there. I think we fixed most of our problems with the inverted being there. I think what needs to be done now is our terrain and everything like that. So we'll go ahead and just like, you know, put the compact dirt in for both the coasters we just built. We'll keep this in here just because it's our wooden coaster. I don't think it's a bad ride. I just think there's certain moments of it probably just that aren't, they're not getting translated too well. Uh, I guess, I don't know. From my perspective, and I guess from the rides I've ridden, that wasn't too bad for a wooden coaster in my eyes. But then again, like I said, I didn't check the G forces or not like that, so it's probably just that. I didn't come out to a smooth like landing; it dropped pretty steep, so you know, who knows? It's probably a mixture of a lot of things there. The wooden, the steep drop, the speed, probably causes a lot of fear. But I bet you a lot of people will still ride it. The peak excitement's probably around like 8 somewhere. So people will still ride your ride in the game. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be a perfect like 8 or anything like that. But yeah, if you weren't watching yesterday or coming back, I am just adding the compact dirt to just make it look a little bit more realistic. I can't get rid of that tree without deleting the coasters, so that's just going to be there, I guess. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and add some of this stuff in here and make it look a little bit more like a real ride you'd probably see at a park, because they don't build straight on grass. This is not, I mean, they could go grass around it, like I said, but usually it's going to be stone, concrete, or just like really, really solid ground. And these are like in the ground. But it's going to kill the grass, obviously, so there's no grass. We'll just add that bit of touch of realism, and then we'll add the same plants to both coasters. This will probably make it look a lot better. I might even add a lake in the middle of them. We'll see. Because, if you've ridden Magnum at Cedar Point, it's right on the lake. You get an amazing water view while you're riding it. And so, we kind of want, if we're going to have a Magnum clone, we might as well have a Lake Erie clone while we're at it, right? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe not a full lake. I already have some water in here, so we need to add it anyways. It's whatever. So I was going to go ahead and blend some of this in between, because obviously they'd be driving trucks and stuff throughout here and, building these things. So who knows? There'd be like patches of grass in here and whatnot, and spots where there's no dirt, some dirt. And then we'll probably add our lake like up here. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and push some of this down and then add water. So let's go ahead and add some sinking spots here. I know it'd be kind of cool if we had some water run up in here and had this over the water. So we'll just drop a lot of this. And then we'll drop some of this too to have some of the water up in here. And then we'll drop it before the trees so we don't have to take out too many of those trees. We'll drop this a little bit more so I can have a clean water border where the land stops. And then we can push this back up like that. And then push this down a little bit more into that, like so. And we'll just do the same thing on all of it, around it. And then that could be a little bit in the water itself too. It look cool. So now that we're getting this kind of created here, a nice pocket where we can put water, I'll go ahead and see how high we can get to make sense. And I think we can go a little bit higher than that. Maybe even up here. Yeah. See, so look at that. That's pretty cool now, huh? I like that a lot. And then this runs by the water. That'll be interesting.
I could even add more spots where we have some more water going on in here. So I'll just create it like that. We'll even add like a little lake over here so that you're dropping by the water, and it'll be cool. So let's just add this in here. Make sure it's a little deep, and then we'll go ahead and add the water in. So probably about right there. And then this one will go up to match. I guess it joined it in like that, so that's cool. And then a bit of realism would probably be like something like this, if it's like a delta or something. I don't know. You gotta make your waterways look a little bit natural, but you can still disconnect them. I just need to delete those trees and push this back up a little bit, and we'll add some water in here. Just delete these out real quick, cleaning it up. I'm not even gonna attempt to delete that tree unless I can be certain I can even like look at it only. But I think whenever I select or get close to it, it's the coaster. So I'm not even going to attempt to delete that. It's whatever. It adds extra support. We'll just say that. I probably should have deleted it before I started the coaster, but it's whatever. So there you go. Now you got a little bit of the terrain going on in there. We will push this down just a little bit, take out some of that, and then I'll push this down like that. It looks a little weird like that, don't it? Eh, we could probably fill it with water. Maybe not. Yeah, we could probably put some in here. There we go. It's whatever. You won't even see it from the ground if you were like a attendant, I guess. Um, but it doesn't matter. It's whatever. We'll go ahead and add some rocks though. Like we love our rocks, right? Let's go ahead and add some. And that should get our overall like ride scenery and everything like that up. So, um, it's good to just have some of this water around and some vegetation and stuff like that. Um, Rocks in the middle of the water or whatever, because you probably barely see them. So it's whatever. But we'll just go ahead and add some of these rocks in here. Nothing too crazy. Uh, yeah, we got a lot of space here. So I'll just go ahead and add some of these rocks. Give us some nature, some of that natural look, of the actual environment. And go ahead and just fill some of this stuff in with trees. See, we can't place a tree in there yet. Fill a lot of this space with trees and plants and stuff. Like such. And then we're going to cover up a lot of this with trees. Because we don't necessarily want, like, I don't know, just open. I know it takes up a little bit of our ride space, but trust me, we have a lot more. I mean, I could fit probably 4 more coasters in just all of this plot of land. Probably 5 more, honestly. So we got plenty of room. So I could go crazy on the scenery, really. There's so much more that I have to add in this, like, yet. So trust me, we got plenty of room to add more coasters and whatnot. There's a lot to do with that. We're just gonna add some plants in here though, make it look a little bit more filled out. We got a patch of some, trees and whatnot going on around here. And we're just gonna put these around the edge. It doesn't want to put it. There's like a 10-foot clearance from the border. So, oh, there it goes. Okay, I just didn't want to add it for some reason at first. So, let's go ahead and add some of this in here. Scatter this throughout. And I think, from what we had, this is starting to look a little bit better. Just every addition. And we'll add some plants here on the edge of the water. And then some in here. Give this one some liveness to it. All right. We're still in our like 3 times zoom or speed, I mean. Maybe I should turn that down a little bit. We could add some of these tropical rocks too. I kind of like them because, they can be small and they're like darker. So you can just add patches of this in here. It don't bother nothing. Just adds a little extra detail. I don't like to go too crazy on them though, because you start getting a little crazy on it, and then looks a little unnatural. So go ahead and add some rockage here. Okay, and then go in here and sprinkle some. It's good thing is they're small and they stay on the ground, so it doesn't. It's not like a no harm, no foul thing if it is a little too much. Just don't want it to look too unnatural or nothing like that. So I think that's good now. I did want to add some water back here or something or push this down. So I'm going to go ahead and push this part down and add some water back here. That's what I really want. I'll even delete that tree. These rocks can get deleted too. Yeah, I just want to clear this out and put some water back here. It was like seeing this, I was like, oh, that would probably be a good spot for some more water. So we'll go ahead and delete this tree. Take out some of these rocks. I wish they could just get covered by the water. I think they'll stick out though, and it'll just look weird. So to avoid that, we'll go ahead and take them out already. I'll keep those trees at the edge, and then we'll just go in here and see if we can't add some pretty high water. That looks pretty good. So I'll go ahead and add that in the back there. And then I've seen some, some real prime potential for this being underneath this and everything like that. Put more water. And it's fine with the edge of the land there because then it'll be like it's supporting the coaster. So I'm not really worried about the rocks in there though. I'll just add the water up here. And there it is. So now it looks like a little wetlands going on around this, and it's all set up. We're gonna go ahead and hit this though, and now we saved it again. For some reason we don't got power to these. We'll go ahead and do the entrances. Entrances. Sorry, my bad. I can't speak. Well, my. All right, here we go. And then we'll drop it down a little bit, and we'll just keep dropping it. We don't want it to be stairs that though. We'll do like that. And then I'll add a power facility. I'll go ahead and add one of these. Kind of like, I wanted it to be off path, but honestly, it might just be right in front. It's fine. It's going to decrease our score no matter what we do. Is what it is. We'll go ahead and give this ride its own generator. That way, we don't have to worry too much about what's going on here. And we'll go ahead and connect this to yet another generator that will draw power from back this way. It'll go like this. So a little screwy on the connections there, but we got a little bit of a shorter ride queue. If you guys are new to the series of this whole thing too, I don't make my entrances or exits too realistic. I'm just not really worried about it all like that. So it's whatever. We're gonna go ahead and add this here though. I'm just gonna get people directly off. That's the whole main goal of this. We just don't want them building up here, but it looks like I am way too steep. All right, so now we got one more open. Should be good for our park, everything like that. So, but it does look like I'm gonna have to get going here soon, guys. So, thank you for joining the stream. I know yesterday was kind of screwed with, everything going on. I had all of it deleted, all the progress I made on stream yesterday. I'm just so glad that I was able to put it back on and actually do a better version of it. On the next one, I think I'm gonna work on the coloring of it a little bit more, and then we'll work on this wooden one a little bit more with the depth of the scenery and the tuning of some of the banking and stuff like that. We'll fix it up. See if we can't get a little bit higher on that rating. I might not mess with it too much, but we'll see. But yeah, without further ado, thank you for watching part 6. Technically part 5, because part 5 was pretty much a waste now. Sorry if you watched it, but we fixed it. We have another version of it, a better version of it, you know. So we'll go through and we'll just do it better. And yeah, I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And I'll be back with more. Thank you guys very much. Catch you on the next one.